Good morning, everyone, especially to our subject instructor, Miss Rosa Marie Fantes. Good morning to you, ma'am, and also to my fellow classmates, Juan Charlie. A blessed morning to all of us. Today, my report is about the continuation of the Filipino way. So, previously, gin-discuss na ni Nicole ang qualities dapat sa Filipino and as well as ni Angelo ang aton nga strengths as a Filipino. So, this time, we are down to the last topic of this report and I am going to discuss with you the weaknesses of the Filipino character. So, if kagina may ara sang strengths of the Filipino character, may ara man kita sang weaknesses of the Filipino character. Nga man bala, kailangan naton mabalaan ang aton ng mga weaknesses. Hambal ni Dr. Patricia Billy Cuanan, importante nga mabalaan ta ang aton mga weaknesses because these enable us to know the areas nga kinahanglan sang improvement in order for us to grow and develop as a person because an informed and improved Filipino will result to a stronger and progressive nation. So, generally, may ara kita sang 7 aspects nga kung sa diin mahambal naton na mahina kita. First one, extreme personalism. Second, extreme family-centeredness, the lack of discipline, passivity and lack of initiative, the colonial mentality, kanya-kanya syndrome, lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. We are going to break it down, these 7 aspects, in order for us nga maintindihan naton. And I know this is not new sa aton, kaya discuss na naman ini sa other subjects. So, kumbaga, this is a recall or adding some knowledge nga natunan naton previously. So, extreme personalism. We find it difficult to separate objective tasks and emotional involvement. This is where the palakasan system spring from. So, for example, nabubudlayan kita nga i-separate ang aton nga professional life sa personal life naton. For example, sa workplace, ang aton nga decision is naapektuhan sa aton nga personal emotion or personal life. And another example, since na-mention din ang palakasan system sa workplace again, we are looking for a job. It so happen nga friend naton ang CEO sang company. So, nagkadto kita sa company niya. And we are not there to present our qualifications or submit a resume. We are there to convince her nga pasudlon kita or buhatagan kita sang position. Granting agin hatag man sang iya nga friend ang iya nga kagustuhan na position. So this is an example of palakasan system. Nga kung sa diin nakasulod ka sa isa ka position not because of your skills or qualifications but because of your connection or pagiging malakas sa CEO sang kampanya. Filipinos want to get special treatment and will always look for inside connection in most of his or her transactions. And yes, this is true. As a Filipino, luyag-luyagin naton if sa isa abi ka workplace or anything or organization we like it when we know someone there nga close sa aton because it is easy for us to make a favor. Because for sure, we know nga i-grant ida nila. Siyempre, friend nila mo. And sa ilaman niya part sa friend mahuya man na sila magbalibad sa aton. Siyempre, nagani man ba matanda nga daw wala gid pinagsamahan. Since personal contacts are involved, requests of this nature also become difficult to turn down. And yes, just like sa hinambal na ko, madali ang pag-grant sa aton yung mga favor and requests. Extreme personalism is another element that led to the prevalence of graft and corruption in the country. So, sa paano nga way? And this is why nga no-consider ta siya nga weakness or negative trait ta because just like sa hinatag ko gina nga example tong sa workplace nga maobra kita inagawan ta sang chance ginkurapta ang chances sa mga aplikante nga mag-apply sa isa ka kumpanya because of our connection sa CEO. Nakasulod kita because aton niya connection, not because aton qualification. Not knowing nga may ara to galiya sang mas deserving nga aplikante, may ara gid sang skills or qualities na i-showcase nga mahambata nga deserving siya sa isa ka position. So, example of extreme personalism, moto ang family and friends are given preference in hiring. Na kung kakilala gani or family, dasig ang magsulod sa isa ka obra. And another one is in the delivery of services and even in voting. Mas di kalidad ang paghatag sa serbisyo sa mga kakilala, sa mga kaabyanan kag sa voting pagid. Just because sa kilala talang we don't care about the background of that person or credentials niya sa pagpadalagan as long as kilala ta sa, we will give our vote to that person. So the second one is extreme family-centeredness. Family is valued above anything and everyone else. So bilang kita nga mga Pilipino, para sa aton ang pinaka-importante nga butang is ang aton yun nga pamilya. So I asked myself while making this PPT kung ano wala ang gina-value ko as a person, and my answer that comes to my mind is my family. This trait of us nga sobrahan na kita or very extreme na ang pagiging family-centered naton, nagiging insensitive kita needs ng iba niya tao kag sa ilang mga concerns. So, extreme family-centeredness is manifested in our political system where political dynasties lord over our elected government, posts starting from the barangay level all the way up to the national positions. Since muna gani nga we are very family-centered, pag-abot sa politics is halos hapan sang aton niya pamilya ang bawat position niya available. For example, barangay chairman si nanay. Then, ang iya pang asawa ang kagawad. Ang iya man niya bata among SK chairman. So, ini nagapakita sang political dynasty and it is not correct or right. And it is negative trait as a Filipino. Ang government office, parang hinimo nila nga family business. Nito naman likawan nyo pander nga ang ila nga pagpungko sa halos tanan niya posisyon is not to give a dekalidad nga service but for their own advantage or for their family name nga sila lang ang makaganar. As you can see in the picture, makita ta nga sila nga mag-family, may nakabot nga vote next. Bisan bata pa lang, hinambal na nga vote next. And vote for our family for the next 50 years. So, this is pagiging sakim sa posisyon. And this is a negative trait or weakness. Ang maganit nila, ang ato niya family, can be considered as our strength. But also, extreme o ang tuman, tama, extreme family-centeredness is also our flaw. Number 3, lack of discipline. So, the Filipinos' lack of discipline is characterized by our idiomatic expression, ningas kugon. So, ang ningas kugon, amo ni siya ang ginagamit nga phrase sa pag-describe sa isa ka tawo nga, for example, yabuso-buso sa ulubrahon in first day. And then, pagka second day, wala na gana, wala na energy nga para padayunan ang iya nga naumpisahan. In short, sa una lang, mayad. So, kita nga Pinoy, kalabanan sa aton, or some wala sang disiplina. Wala kita disiplina sa aton kay ugalingon nga ginumpisahan tang isa ka butang, dapat mag-set kita sang goal nga tapuson tagid, hindi nga magsakar-sakar lang kita sa umpisa. Projects start out with full enthusiasm and interest. But no sooner was it started that the enthusiasm and interest just as soon died down. So if kumuni ato nga batasan nga sa una lang kita mayad, then this will also cost us in the long run. Kung nag-aara kita dabi sa isa ka organization, this is very disadvantage gid sa isa ka organization nga may member sila nga ningas kugon. So, since you are a member of organization, you should help yourself to keep the fire burning in you nga makakontribute ikaw sa imo nga organization. Another related characteristic is Filipino time. Filipinos are known to be always late. We arrive late or we start late. Na muna pagid nga mahambata nga kulang kita sa disiplina. This is very evident sa ato nga ginatawag nga Filipino time. For example, sa mga group activities, si leader nag-set time 8:30, dapat ang tanan aran na. Baw, nag-abot sang 10:30. So what happened is stress si leader. Late na gani nag-abot, kundi late man ang pag-umpisa. Ano pang maobra? Wala. Nagiging unproductive ang aton nga adlaw if gamay lang aton na obra because of our ginatawag nga Filipino time. Gakadto lang kita kung akig na ang leader. Wala kita naga-follow sang schedule nga ginatawag or ang ginkasunduan. And personally, this trait, gina-considered ko as disrespectful. Why? Because someone or some people nga nagaset sang time, nagaset sa muna nga time because sa muna lang sila nga oras available. So, we have to respect that time na ginhatag nila sa aton. Because who knows, after that nahimuon pa sila. And because sa pagpatamad-tamad or pagpalate-late naton, nakonsumta ang time nga dapat is pagagamito nila sa iba niya butang. So, this is a reminder to all of us nga we should be on time. Let us respect someone's time because time is gold, time is precious. So as you can see in the picture, yung nakabuta nga bawal magtapon ng basura dito. Yet, may ara sang basura, ginapunsukan sang basura. So, nagapakita lamang ina nga wala kita sang disiplina. Klaro katama ang ginhamba sa aton, yet we cannot sunod. Hambaga nila, simple instruction cannot be followed. Fourth one is passivity and lack of initiative. Filipinos have very high respect for authority. Unfortunately, this also led to general passivity and lacking initiative. So kita nga Filipinos, we respect someone nga may capability to lead. Mataas ang ato niya pagturok sa ila. And what happened is, we assume that they can do all things and we just have to be silent because sila na kaya na nila. I'm going to give you an example wherein kita nga Pilipino nagapakita sang passivity or wala kita nagakusa on our own. For instance, there is strong reliance on leaders and government to solve the nation's problems, but ordinarily, Filipinos do not feel the need to initiate or contribute to the solution. Na mayara kita nga gina-call out nga problema sa ato nga bansa and we expect the government should take action sa problem gani nga na-mention. And then, sa ato mismo kagalingon, wala nato ginaumpisahan ang pagbag-o. So, how can you expect that the government will solve the problem when at the first place, wala makita naga-take action? So, it's very ironic, diba? In order to change or make a big impact, we should start with ourselves. So, mag-start kita sa disiplina sa atong kagalingon, hindi kita maging passive, kag dapat mayara kita sang initiative. Kag ining trait nato nya pagiging passive kag kakulangan sa initiative is related man sa lack of discipline. Nga discuss ko man before sini. Just like for example sa ato nya traffic problem. Inexpecta nga ang gobyerno naton is pag-solveron ini. Pero kita man mismo wala nagasunod sa simple nga rules and regulations and also blatantly ignored every day. Na mo agid bisan gali sa pagsuksok sang helmet wala man ginatuman gasuksok lang kung mayara sang dakpanay. If weaknesses naton as ang colonial mentality. So as Filipinos, we love anything that is foreign. Nakabatigan, imported, luyag-luyagid natin dason. Kaya syempre, halin sa iba niya lugar mo, subong ta palang matry. But, nagiging toxic na ini nga mentality or nagiging weakness ni siya because nag-instill sa ato niya mind ang sense of inferiority wherein ang ato niya identity is ginakabig ta nga manubo, and superior ang from other country. Foreign elements are adopted and incorporated into our image. In the process, we are also losing our cultural identity. So, sa muna nga way, nga naging weakness na sa. Because, we are very fed up sa kung ano ang nagakatabo sa iba niya lugar. We tend to imitate kung ano dito ang uso or trending dito. Ang nagakatabo is, nalulus naton ng aton cultural identity yung aton niya kaugalingon niya pagka kakilanlan. Likuanan noted that this colonial mentality is connected to our general feelings of inferiority, where we think foreigners, especially Westerners, are superior. So just like what I have said earlier. So as you can see in the picture, a girl nga brown-skinned and ginpanitan siya, originally brown-skinned siya, and then white-skinned na. So this represents us nga Filipino nga from other countries, gina-consider nila ang mga maputi as beautiful. And ginaset taman ina nga standard diri sa Pilipinas, wherein kung maputi ka, gwapa ka. And kung maitom or brown skin ka, kailangan mo magpaputi. So, damo sa aton or kalabanan, naga-subscribe sa paggamit sang gluta, nagapa-inject. Because nagina-instill nila sa aton nga mind nga kailangan ta mag-fit sa beauty standards, mga trends nga nakita nila from other countries. This is also evident sa mga products nga ginagamit naton. Kung ba ko ginang imported, luyag tagidason. Especially naman sa rice. Did you know that the Philippines, kita ang aton nga bansa, is number 1 nga top rice importer sa bilog nga kalibutan, and that is for this year 2024. That is according to the International Trade Council. To have anything imported. So, ang kaluoy sining sa aton yung mga local farmers, local sellers, nga imbestan nga suportahan naton ang aton yung own products, mas suportahan ta ang from other country. So, sino ang lugi? Ang aton niya own farmers. And next one is the Kanya-Kanya Syndrome. The Kanya-Kanya Syndrome is related to the Filipino traits of extreme personalism and extreme family-centeredness. Personal and in-group interests are supreme, and the drive to fulfill these interests is completely insensitive to the common good. So, medyo may magkapareho ang Kanya-Kanya Syndrome, ang extreme personalism, ang extreme family-centeredness, since we only care about sa aton lang, wala sa iba, aton-aton lang, Kanya-Kanya Syndrome. So, pailog man gina sa family-centeredness, sa aton nga pamilya, bahala na ang iban, at least aton pamilya is masalbarta lang. Ang Kanya-Kanya Syndrome is kinadump niya ang aton niya sense of community and cooperation, and we trample on each other's rights as a result. As you can see in the picture, hambasang isa kalimango, if I cannot have it, neither can you. Kung hindi ko ni makuha, dapat hindi ka man. Ara ang ilang pakatuan ng success. So, kung hindi ko maging successful, dapat ikaw man. So, this is very toxic, right? Very insecure to the success of others. We are not happy for their success. We only care about for our own success. The expression crab mentality, where we tend to pull others down to climb up, exemplify the Kanya-Kanya Syndrome. So, amo ni siya ang itawag ta nga Kanya-Kanya Syndrome. Ang crab mentality. Nga, imbis nga magbuligi na kita nga makasaka sa babaw, kita man nagahila padalom sa aton niya mga kakilala para lang hindi sila mag-succeed. Because if they do, we are insecure about it. So, the last one is the lack of self-analysis and reflections. So, Dr. Likuanan, nakaka-observe siya nga ang masinadyahon ng mga Pilipino, may ara man gali tendency nga maging superficial, hindi ka panipaniwala, and somewhat flighty. So, when I say flighty, kumbaga, irresponsible or too lightweight para sa minatugtuon niya responsibility. This means that in times of crisis, either personal or social, there is a general lack of analysis and reflection. Sa ano nga way? A manifestation of this lack of self-analysis and self-reflection is the expression that Filipinos are madaling makalimot or have a short memory. This means, as a nation, we easily forget the mistakes we made. Hence, we make the mistakes again. This is one reason why traditional politicians or trapos are always re-elected into the office. This is what we meant by lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. Nga nahimo talaga ni dati and we became aware nga sala gani, yet we do it over and over again. Wala sa minatabo nga reflection sa naging action ta. Wala minatabo nga analysis kung paano ininaging sala ang action ta. Diba? And that is why nga this report is a calling to all of us nga we should conduct a self-reflection, self-analysis. And this is very evident in our government today. Ang badri gani the reason why some politicians or ginhambat gani nga trapo are re-elected into the office for another term is because kita nga mga Pilipino balantan na kung ano ang ilang nimo dati, and yet naghatag man kita gyapon sa ato nga mga boto sa ila, and we expect nga pagasilbihan nila kita sang maayo. So hambal gani sa favorite movie na akon nga Alone Together ni Enrique Hell and Liza Soberano. Maginhambal dito si Liza nga our history is tragic, but no matter how tragic the past is, we must not forget. We must never forget. To forget is to deny the present any significant meaning. So kung ano man ang natabo sang una, nga hindi maayo or manami man, hatagan ta sang self-reflection and importansya. In that way, binay-binag kita in the future what to do and what not to do. Because balanta na ang naging konsekwensya niya dati sa ginhimo ta. So, nga manimuon ta paliwat, balanta nga makapalain ini sa aton. Diba? Of course, ina nga dapat makuan kita sa aton ugalingon, magandak sang analyzations kag reflections. So that concludes the 7 aspects or weaknesses we have as a Filipino. To close, the Filipino character is a contradiction. For example, our bayanihan culture, nag-coexist siya sa kanya syndrome. Many of our strong points, in fact, are linked to our weaknesses. Just like sa ginamba ko gina sa ato niya family, we can consider our family as our strength. But at the same time, extreme family-centeredness can also be our weakness. Despite sa mga weaknesses nato niya na-mention ko, there is still so much more good things to look in the Filipinos, in our character, in our values. So, what is important is that we know our values as a nation because this help us grow and develop. We need to understand our character as a Filipino because this is the first step towards creating the future we want as an individual and as a nation. So, I hope nga these weaknesses again discuss ko sa inyo is makahatag sa aton sang reflections that these traits of us need some improvement. And just like what I have said earlier in my introduction, it is imperative for a nation nga ang iya nga mga citizens improve and informed because it will result to a stronger and more progressive nation. Once again, I hope nga manalearn yun kita sini, and this is all. Thank you for listening.